slapped sweeping
US-India
50% tariffs on Indian goods. A dramatic escalation that left exporters reeling and stoked fears of a looming trade war. The decision, which doubled tariffs from the 25% baseline introduced just weeks ago, now places India among the countries facing the steepest US trade duties. Trump justified the move as punishment for New Delhi's continued purchase of Russian oil, accusing India of helping Moscow finance its war in Ukraine. He underscored the demand during recent separate meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, saying India must choose its partners. With those talks stalled, however, the punitive measures are hitting closer to home, driving up costs for American companies and consumers already strained by Trump's broader tariff campaign. Economists warn the expanded levies on Indian goods risk worsening inflation and slowing the US labour market. New Delhi has bristled at the penalties, calling them discriminatory. Earlier this month, India signalled its intent to retaliate when Trump first threatened what he termed secondary sanctions. Foreign Minister Subramanyam Jaishankar lashed out at Washington's stance, pointing to what he described as glaring inconsistencies.
The second issue, in a way, is being presented as an oil issue. But why I say it's being presented is because the same arguments which have been used to target India have not been applied to the largest oil importer, which is China, has not been applied to the largest LNG importer, which is the European Union. When people say we are funding the war or putting money in the coffers of Putin, India-European Union trade is bigger than India-Russia trade. So is American money not, European money not putting money into Putin's coffers?
Trade data highlights the stakes. The US imported $87 billion worth of Indian goods last year, nearly double the $42 billion in American exports to India, according to the Commerce Department. That imbalance widened as firms, squeezed by Trump's tariffs on China, turned to India for production. Pharmaceuticals, apparel and communications equipment, particularly smartphones, dominated Indian exports. While smartphones are exempt, most other products now face the 50% duty. American exports to India include oil, gas, chemicals and aerospace parts, sectors likely to suffer if New Delhi imposes retaliatory tariffs. Officials are already weighing such countermeasures, raising the spectre of a full-blown trade confrontation. For Trump, the escalation shows his readiness to wield tariffs as both economic and strategic weapons. For India, it signals double standards and political coercion. And for the global economy, the danger is clear. One of Washington's most vital partnerships may now be sliding from friction into fracture.